Hey everybody, this is Brett at Softwit Media, and I wanted to share with you something I'm using to get my blog articles scheduled and posted using a spreadsheet. I'm using a tool called All Import, and as a service, I have a developer's license, and I offer my clients or people that need this installed, I will install the plugin for $50. If you're interested, you can also buy it separately with your own license. The prices run from $99 to $199 if you buy the license and do it yourself. So lots of reasons why you might want your own license, but if you just want it installed and working on a single site, I'll do that for you for $50. Part of the reason behind this, but let me show you what this does. I think it's a very handy thing. I don't get any other perks from them if they pick up a sale from me or something like that. This is not an affiliate deal. But basically, I set up a bit of a template. I have multiple sites, not a whole lot, 2 or 3. I used to have lots of them, but only have a couple these days and try to stay focused. And so I have a template that identifies what site I'm working in, the future title of the blog article. I have a couple different types of articles I write. And in this template, I focus on sharing some WordPress TV videos from people that have given some WordCamp things that I think are useful for my clients. And so I want to share those out. Not every WordCamp presentation is something that will be helpful for my own clients, but some of them are. And so when I capture or see one of those, I like to grab them up, give it a fresh title, mention the person's name. I like to give them a shout out to their LinkedIn account, or not their LinkedIn, their Twitter account that is. Let my clients know how long the video is in case they're interested in watching it. Embed the video, put in a quick quote telling what the video is about from WordPress TV itself. Include presentation slides. I usually have to hunt those down because those usually are not on WordPress TV. And then I create a little concatenate formula to put it all together into what will become a blog article. And then as I scroll to the right, I also give it a description that goes into my meta and excerpt sections, category, tags, and I schedule a date. Now, I'd like to walk back to my site real quick. So right now I have things that are scheduled up through New Year's Eve on my site. And as I'm thinking about it, New Year's Eve is probably not the best time to run a couple of articles. So I'm going to come in and do a quick edit on these and push these out to, let's push this one out to the 1st of January of the new year. Make sure we change the year. And we'll leave that time going. We'll hit update, and then we'll move the other one out until the 2nd of the new year. Again, change that. Actually, we'll change that to the 2nd and make that January and hit update. And then on my spreadsheet, I'm going to, since I've got an article coming on the 2nd, that'll be Monday. I will change this one to the 3rd. And since I have one already going out to the 5th, I'll change this one to the 6th. Okay, now there's a couple different steps here. So I'm going to be uploading the content. There won't be any images uploaded through the spreadsheet, if that makes sense. We have to upload the images after the fact. And actually, I'm covering video, so what I like to do is I like to upload these as a draft, and then I like to snag an image of the video player and use that as my featured image. So I want to do a couple of other things. I want to copy this tab into a new spreadsheet. Actually, let's do this. We'll duplicate it. Now, I want to take out my, up here I have an example section. I'm going to delete that row, and that will just leave the handful of rows that I've got right now that I'm ready to go. So about 5 articles or so. And now that these are going, I'm going to put today's date on it just so that I know that it's been done, kind of lock it in stone. I'll call this the 30th upload, something like that. And now we're ready to send this out. And I want to move this one particular tab. This is more of a Google Docs thing. So I'm going to pause this real quick and then come back after I've moved this into a new tab. Continuing on, I've moved this tab into a new spreadsheet, and it's just a copy-paste thing. I don't know if there's a faster way to do that, but that's okay, doesn't matter. I've got the forms in there or the fields in this particular one that I want, and I'm going to export this out as a CSV file. So I'm just going to come in and download as, or with this particular program you can use Excel as well. I'm going to do CSV. I just feel a little more comfortable with that with imports, but the tool works great with Excel or whatever you want. So then I'm going to come down to All Import. That's the name of the plugin. It's a premium plugin, as I mentioned before. I'm going to do our import, upload the file. Got that in my downloads. Go over there, choose the spreadsheet to upload. I do want to create a new post with it. I have a number of different things that I could bring it into, but posts is what I want. I don't want to do pages, and I'm not going to do a custom post type this particular time. I will mention, I'm not doing WooCommerce on here, but they do have an option to import things into WooCommerce. I believe that requires an extra add-on. And it's going to attempt to figure out some of the fields that I've got, making sure that it can recognize each of those. And all looks good. Continue to step 3. Okay, so here's where things get useful. So we're going to drag and drop the names of the elements over here. Sometimes it takes a click or two, so I'm single click and dragging on a Mac, or it'd be left mouse button, hold it and drag. Pull that in, and then in my example, I put everything together to create a complete post article. So that's all good. I'm going to pull my post description. Oops. Gotta make sure I'm holding it. There we go. It's one of those things where if you go slowly, it kind of works a little bit better. For taxonomies and categories, I'm going to check the box saying that I do want to use a category. In this case, I generally prefer to use a single category in a blog post for a bunch of different reasons. And let's see, I want to match up to categories that I already have. And I'm going to add some tags as well. Oops, I got to check that box first. And, all right, add some tags. I'm going to save this as a draft. I don't want it to go right away. All right, get the date. I'm going to leave comments on. I'm going to turn pingbacks off. Don't really care about the pingbacks. This is going to be standard post format. And that should just about do it. I do have a template. I can save all this so that I don't have to mess with this in the future, but I wanted to show you for the video. And so I can save it as a template and then just use that template in the future to pull everything in. So at this point, I've got everything in, everything that I want to cover. I'm going to continue to the next step. So something of a preview step, and I'm going to give it a unique item here. It wants to try and give it some sort of a unique field, and it's going to go with the title plus the video embed fields. That's probably not necessary. I'm just going to go with the title in this case. There's only 5 of them. It's not that big of a deal. If I had hundreds or thousands, which I've done before, I would probably add a number into the spreadsheet itself and make sure that everything had a unique identifier. So hit continue. Unique Use title, confirm and run report. Gonna run it now. So there's only a few of these. You can have, depending on what your server is capable of, you can have it run in batches or a number of different things. Okay, so I imported the articles in, and we can see the new articles here for the 3rd, the 4th, 5th, 6th of January. And I need to preview these. I've been doing some spreadsheet magic, essentially. And I need to make sure that I didn't mess up any of the formatting because I was putting them all into a spreadsheet. Maybe it's right, maybe it's not. For example, I can see that I've got some parentheses here that I don't want. And looks like I've got an ad or two in here too. I need to turn on an ad blocker so ads don't show up in this. It's not what I want. But I do need to snag a copy of this image, which I'm going to use for my featured image. So I'll grab that, edit this post, and clean up any of the little bits of HTML. And add that image to while I'm at it. So scroll down here, I'll set my featured image. Upload the file. What's up, kid? My daughter got a baby alive for Christmas. Can you say hello?
Hi.
Ooh, that's kind of, is she speaking Spanish now?
When
Cool.
I put my finger in her mouth, she thinks it's very.
Oh yeah, because she's this particular baby doll eats. So
Daddy,
lots of fun. So we're gonna.
Finger.
I see. I don't think you're supposed to do that though. That was on the instructions as I seem to recall. So we're gonna add in the featured image. Upload that in, and I believe this one was called Color Theory and Design. Go ahead and add that in the relevant areas. Smush it too while I'm at it. Make sure my image size is good. This site's one that's was late to receive Smush It. I used it years ago, and then I stopped using it for a while when they were going through some changes. And but now I've got some bulk smushing to do. You'll notice I had some parentheses here. There's something in my I don't think I did not have a Twitter handle for this person, I think. So it came up blank. I actually know it missed something. So it was supposed to bring in Twitter item, so I need to see if something was lost in the HTML behind the scenes. That parentheses probably messed it up. So, no, it's there, but I forgot to get I was missing just a piece of the I was missing the part that goes inside those tags. So as I flip that back, now those parentheses make sense. Needed a space there to make that make sense. And everything looks good. Now, I also use CoSchedule. Love this particular tool. I want to add a social campaign because I want this to get sent out. So I'm going to choose a template. I have a pre-set up 6-month template that applies to all of my new articles. I have separate articles talking about CoSchedule if you want to see more about how this works and how to get it set up. And then it sends out links on the day it publishes, and then over time it repeats. Not in all channels, but in a few where I do want it to repeat. So there you have it. I'm now ready to schedule it, and it's all set. That's it. Got any questions? Let me know. If you'd like us to install this plugin for you so that you can do some spreadsheet work like this too, let us know. $50 and we'll install it, and you're on your way.